Welcome to Kung Fu Havoc number 2. This is my final video for tonight. I will not be filming later on tonight because I got a lot of stuff that needs to be done, and I will have more stuff that needs to be done, like reading my notes so I can continue to write chapter 4 and chapter 5. Actually, I need to take notes from that whole chapter, so I need to read that thing tonight and tomorrow and Friday, and then I can start typing chapter 4. I went in, I typed I typed two, god damn it, I can't talk. I typed 2 pages of chapter 4, and then I realized I'm fucking up. I'm not going to delete them because they go with what I had in my mind, but now I have to read the recaps of chapter 2, and then read chapter 3, and then go back to chapter 4. And so it starts on page, come on, it starts on page 110 and ends on page 256. So yeah, I got a lot of scanning to do, so I'm gonna have to be reading this shit tonight, and I'll have to take notes. Or because it's getting late, what I'll do is I'll read it. I'll read some tonight, recap it tomorrow while I take notes, and then read all of it when I get off from work tomorrow, and then I'll start typing. By Saturday, I should be able to start typing. All right, now this video is about the things that mixed people pick up on that non-mixed people don't pick up on. And thank you, Miss Christy Mack, who I follow on TikTok. Y'all should give a like and a follow to. Y'all should find her, follow her. Very beautiful girl. She is Japanese and Hispanic, or Japanese and Spanish. I can't remember exactly what she said. I know she's mixed like me. So she pointed out some stuff today in her live, and I'm going to piggyback on it. So again, shout out to Christy Mack, or Chris Mack, depending on what she prefers to call herself. Very beautiful girl. Shout out to her dog, Moose. So, as a mixed person, this is something that a lot of you non-mixed people might not understand. Or you might understand, you might not. As a mixed person, and especially like a mixed person who is, it obviously shows, we tend to be able to pick up on other mixed people. All right? Most of the time, like when I was younger, I was never ever wrong. I could pick a mixed person out of the crowd like that. Like, yeah, that motherfucker right there. It's like, why are you looking at that motherfucker right there? Because that motherfucker's mixed. It's like, what? I said, yeah, he's mixed. So he doesn't look mixed. I said, he's mixed. And they would go over, are you mixed? And the person would be mixed. And another mixed person has clocked me at being mixed. And, it has its ups and its downs. Sometimes it has more downs than its ups. Like when I was working at Kegler's, and for 3 years, this one white dude who wouldn't stop calling me Chief. I know I'm mixed native. You don't have to point it out. But he not just pubbed it out. He just kept adding salt into the wounds. And the more I complained, the more my boss would pretty much tell me,
suck it up, princess. You're going to have to deal with that shit because the customer's always right.
Here's the thing. The customer is not right when it becomes racist. Alright? Give a fuck. When it becomes racist, the customer is not always right. Remember that. Stand up for yourself. If you think you're being racially discriminated against, you got to stand up for yourself. You have to. Whether you have the courage to or not is a whole nother ballgame, but you have to stand up for yourself because no one else is going to do it for you. I had to learn that growing up in the late 70s, early 80s, and the 90s, and here we are into the mid-2000s, because in 1 year to be 2025, which I never thought I honestly would live to see, but I'm here. So thank you for that. Now, as a mixed person, a lot of us, our families, are all different shades of skin tone. Like, this is my true color up here, high yellow. All right. I don't wear a lot of long sleeve shirts. I get a tiny bit lighter in the winter. I get a little bit darker in the summer, and I keep a permanent farmer's tan. I keep a permanent farmer's tan. See how light I am? I keep a permanent farmer's tan. All right, it's permanent. Now, I know, no strip shows on TikTok. I mean, YouTube. But you can obviously see there's some mixture there. I have different family members who are lighter than me. My mom is white presenting. She's had to tell people that she's black, and people pretty much laugh the black off her ass, like, yeah, you're black, sure you're black. But she blends in with white people very well. My dad, he was black passing, black presenting. And here's the thing. Mixed people, we don't see our parents by their skin tone. We just see them as our parents. We don't see our grandparents by their skin tone. We just see them as our grandparents. But we can pick other mixed people out of a crowd most of the time if they're not picking us out of the crowd first. And the thing with mixed people, I mean, we all know if you're mixed, you have this. It's like a sixth sense, but you have this. And if you home in on it, you're probably more closer to right than wrong. And a lot of mixed people don't do that. When I was in high school with this ninth grader, very beautiful girl, she was Chinese and black, and she thought I was Chinese and black. And she came to me and asked me what I was mixed with. I said, oh no, I'm part Native American. She's like, oh, okay. And I was like, yeah, I'm part Native American. She's like, I've been meaning to ask you, like, for the first day of class. I said, yeah, I've been meaning to ask you too, but I wasn't sure. It's like, well, I was like, mixed people, we tend to gravitate toward each other. That's one, because we've all had similar struggles. And we tend to gravitate toward each other because we all have that unique look and that unique sense of, this motherfucker done been through some shit just like me. Trying to fit in. Because there is a place for us, but it's amongst us. It's not amongst other people who aren't mixed. It's really one of these difficult things that you have to explain to people. You're like, hey, yo, being mixed is not bad, but there's a lot of bad things that happen. 1 second. I forgot the one golden rule that I should have on my recording lights. Because, some people see my lights and know they're not supposed to talk, but they'll talk anyway. And since I'm at home by myself, supposedly, gotta get that shit out of the way. Well, anyway, as a mixed person, we negotiate spaces. Alright? And I want to make sure that I'm clear that I don't offend anybody when I say we negotiate spaces. Alright? I'm going to make this as polite as possible, if possible. Alright. We negotiate spaces for the simple fact is that sometimes a safe black space is a safe black space for black people, but not mixed people. Alright? If you don't understand what that means, you're probably not mixed with black, so you're probably in good shape. Alright? Where if you are mixed with black, and they're calling it colorism, because for some reason, the new definition of racism says that black people can't be racist, which is bullshit. Everybody can be racist. Black people can't be systemically racist because they have no power over you to be systemically racist towards you. I'm 50 years old. No one is above fucking racism. I don't care what anybody says. Everybody can be racist. Every fucking body. Because if not, why else would they be... Hold on. Let me piss off a few people. There's a very, very light one. Okay. So here we have 3 pennies. Alright? The lightest one, the second to the lightest one, and the darkest one. Alright? See that? The penny test? Not quite. Close enough. Then there's the paper bag test. Yeah. But yeah, y'all say that shit's not racist. You ever been around black people when you're mixed with black and they say, oh, well, we don't want the half-breed on our team. We don't want the half-breed on our team. That's something that has also sunk with me a lot before they found out that I was triracial instead of biracial. And as far as everybody knew from kindergarten to the 4th grade, And from the fourth grade the second time to the fifth grade, they only thought that I was part white and part black. They never knew I was part native. I knew it, but I wasn't sure. All right? Because neither one of my great grandmothers looked like my mom or my dad. All right? And my mom's dad was mixed. He was white and black. And he was white passing or white presenting. My mom looks white, like shiny, bright white, like teeth white, enamel white. My dad looked black, blacker than me, lighter than some, but blacker than me. His mom didn't look that way. His mom was lighter because my dad's dad was black. My dad's mom was native and black, or just native, still working on that. My dad's grandmother was native, all right? But she also might have had some white in her because she was god awful light, all right? So there's that. But she had native features, like the eyes, cheeks, etc., etc. Now, my mom's mom was adopted, so we never met her biological mother. But I met all of her siblings, and they all look different, but they're all biological siblings. And they're all part native, or all native, we don't know, possibly native and black. Each sister is lighter, so can't guarantee that they all had the same father, can't guarantee that they didn't. But they do exist. So there's that, you know. And so now you have to figure out, okay, because I'm on my reconnecting journey, that's how we got here. And now let's get back on topic of how black people that are mixed with black people aren't always in a safe black space. All right? Because sometimes penny test, color test, all that shit, it comes to get us. It literally comes and gets us. And it's like, yo, I shaved today. It still looks like the shit's growing right back. Anyway, sorry, reflex. Anyway, the point being made is that sometimes there are black people who do not like mixed black people, and they don't want us in their spaces. I was like, man, everything was great till this half-breed fucker showed up. Yeah, I've literally had people say that shit, like thinking that I couldn't hear them. And I was like, yo, if you don't want me here, you can just say that. Oh, no, we not saying that. We ain't saying that. I was like, motherfucker, you literally just said, we don't want you here, or my bad. Everything was great until the half-breed showed up. Alright? Everything was great until the half-breed showed up. I'm not deaf. I'm not blind. Don't want me here. I can leave. Now, how I leave, I can walk out peacefully, or I can walk through you. You make the fucking choice, buddy. So there's that thing. Now, back to picking out people in the crowd. For the most part, it's really not that difficult. There's a lot of us. I'm a triracial person. I can pick out a biracial person before I can pick out a triracial person. And now I'm a triracial person because basically you could almost call me a quadroon. But I'm not really a quadroon because both my parents were mixed kind of with the same shit. My dad's black and native. My mom's black, native, and white. So I wouldn't really say I was a quadroon because I'm more or less a hybrid, but I'm not a quadroon because there's not a fourth race. There's only three. All right? So clearly, I have a little bit more brown in town than white. No, but that doesn't change the fact that the white is there. Doesn't change the fact that the native is there. Doesn't change the fact that the black is there. I embrace all three of my cultures. Granted, I don't embrace the white culture as much as I embrace the native and the black culture. Alright? I was raised in the black culture, so, you know, there's that. And up until, like, the fourth grade, I never used the N-word. Until a girl called me the N-word, and I punched her in the mouth. Irrelevant to this entire video. Just putting it out there. But as mixed people, you know, we tend to watch our step a lot more than non-mixed people. We tend to watch our step. We tend to watch our phrases. We tend to, you know, slide in and slide out as invisible as possible when there's not more than one mixed person in the group. Because it tends to be incredibly uncomfortable to explain to people what's going on. And a lot of things with mixed people also, you have to I don't want to say negotiate, but I also don't want to say you have to tread lightly. Okay, you kind of got to do a little bit of both. You kind of got to negotiate where you're going to tread lightly amongst people, because your first encounter with people as a mixed person sometimes does not always go in your favor. Sometimes it's fine, sometimes it's not, and you kind of have to watch how you tread and where you tread so that people don't be like, eh. Yeah, the first time somebody seen me play basketball, it's like, oh, the mixed kid can play a little bit. Yeah, but I suck at basketball. But I'm really good at fucking kicking people in the face. I suck at football, but I'm really good at kicking people in the face. I suck with my rifle. I'm really good with my bow and arrow. If the army would have let me use the bow and arrow, I probably would have still been in the army. But yeah, there's that. I love my bow and arrow. Now the thing is, you have to worry about how do we talk to some people? Like some black people you can speak to as a mixed person, and they'll be interested in you just for the simple fact that you're mixed. And some black people you can talk to, and they'll hate your guts because you're mixed. All right, and that's kind of the way it is. Which is why I said you have to be careful where you tread carefully where you negotiate, or negotiate carefully where you tread. Now the thing is, a lot of people, it's like a lot of internal stuff. And I'm gonna close this video on this, if you're not aware. All right. For TikTok, there is a small band of Aboriginals, aka ethnocentrics, aka a tiny group of black people, who were saying that Native Americans were not the original Native Americans, and that black people started in America first and was captured in overpopulated Africa and brought back. So there's so many different damn stories. Then there's the gods, the Dino Riders, the Power Rangers. The Dino Riders, the Dragon Riders, and all this other shit. And yet they lost the people with stone-tipped spears, axes, and tomahawks attached to sticks. But they had dragons and stuff like that. And I've made videos about this. It's insane. This race war that's happening on TikTok. It's insane. And I'll say it again. When I first got to TikTok, it was in the opposite direction. There were white pretendians, and the natives went after them just as hard as they're going after the black pretendians. And this whole pretendian thing has really fucked up my native journey, my reconnecting journey, or my reclaiming. But I'm going to put it like this. If I get to enroll as a Chickahominy, the only way I'm going to do it is if I get to keep the name Echo Fang Grey Wolf, but don't have to change my government name, because I don't want to lose my military benefits, but I want to also be able to be recognized as a native member. But I don't want to come into the tribe and then just be like, well, I'm all native. No. I'm mixed native. I really don't need to enroll. A paper of lineage is fine. Because, I'm pretty sure I don't have enough blood quantum to be enrolled. I don't know if Chickahominy does that. I don't know if they would even let me enroll until we find out that I have lineage. And so that's going to be the problem. Because you can be native by blood and still not be enrolled. I don't know if my ancestor on my dad's side made it to the Dawes Rolls. I know that if I try to go on my mom's side, it's a lost cause because she was adopted. So God only knows how to start there. But if anybody knows how to start there from the adopted side, let me know, because my grandmother's still alive, and me and her can do this shit together. But anyway, that being said, I am Echo Fang Grey Wolf. This is Kung Fu Havoc number 2. Hey, mixed people, we're here, and we're here to stay. And most of us can pick other mixed people out of a crowd. Again, shout out to Chris Mack, because thanks to her, I have a topic. Anyway, that being said, I am Echo Fang Grey Wolf. This is Kung Fu Havoc number 2. Be seeing you.